You hear the screeching of an owl, you hear the wind begin to howl. You know there's zombies on the prowl. And it's terror time again. They've got you running through the night. It's terror time again. And you just might die of fright. It's a terrifying time.
Do you wish March Ridge wasn't so boring and had a bit more variety? Do you need an actual reason to go here, or to finally have a method to spawn here that isn't Pillow's random spawn mods? Well, thanks to Nerd, we've got 2 new map mods that'll definitely help fill that niche, and make March Ridge a better, more expansive place, with its own secret lab as well. But before we begin, I'd like to thank today's artist Foxfire, as well as ask y'all to support the content with a like and a sub for more. Now let's begin, shall we? This mod isn't the hugest because it takes place within one cell, but it adds an entirely new portion to March Ridge, and with that comes a variety of new locales as well as new suburbs. But more importantly, this mod also adds new spawn points to vanilla March Ridge as well, which gives you further access to the town itself, which is definitely a nice thing to have, and it gives you an actual reason to explore and be here. It's also nice if you're using the working treadmills or benches mod, as the community center is one of the few guaranteed places for them to be. Now onto the expansion itself. This expansion adds a variety of new buildings and such in one cell. Now while this mod isn't particularly large, I'm going to just discuss points of interest in this one section. The first point of interest is on the eastern side of the expansion, that being a car lot and auto shop. While this place doesn't have a huge amount of auto supplies, it can spawn a solid amount of literature and hardware, as well as other miscellaneous supplies. There is a second floor here, but you have to be careful as one side of the stairs doesn't actually lead upstairs, and instead will just drop you back down to the first floor. So avoid the left side of the stairs. This place, as it's a car lot, can also be a sizable spawn point for vehicles, so if you're looking for cars, either to steal or scrap down, this may be your place. Now our next point of interest is the northern suburbs. These suburbs take after the rest of March Ridge, that being a lot of duplicated or flipped houses filling in large portions of the map. I do like the layouts of the houses. They're large and expansive with some good looting possibilities, especially their nicely sized garages. But another issue I've noticed is some rooms, like say the bathroom, are missing light switches and stay dark permanently. And for some reason, even if you have the key, the garage doors can't be locked from inside, only from the outside, which is a strange issue. Now our next point of interest is a warehouse next to the car lot. Right off the bat, we're hit with another weird mistake. The front little door is fake. There's a wall behind it, so you have to break down one of the garage doors to get in. The loot spawn within this warehouse is also odd. It acts more like a garage loot, so spawning random stuff range from household, to automotive, to hardware, which depending on RNG could be better or worse for you. Now our next spot of interest is a school. Once again, this place has a few issues, such as the fact that almost everything but the third floor didn't spawn any loot at all, and there was a small amount of hardware and literature. The main hallways and the floor are also entirely unlit, relying mostly on the light that leaks out of the classrooms to see effectively, especially at night. Now to the place's credit though, there's a lot of room to expand, especially with the several different roof floors, access points, and lots of space, including the large fenced-off back playground area. Now the final point of interest I'm going to talk about for this mod before we move into con is this retail strip located on the western edge of the expansion. This place is pretty nice with a variety of loot, but it still has its fair share of oddities, such as the butcher display cases in the bakery that stock hardware for some reason, or the electronics store that sells hardware on the side of the metal shelves. I think some of the loot spawn regions have definitely got a bit mixed up in this area. Overall though, this expansion is a pretty nice expansion on the map mod, but hopefully the map maker could clean up some of the issues. There's some real nice buildings, it's just a shame that many of them are derpy as shit. Now let's move on to the con research and testing facility, located on the west side of this map, on a dirt road like any good shady research facility is. Following the dirt road on the west side of the West Point expansion mod, this facility tucked away in the woods is almost entirely surrounded by high fences, has a lake on the property with a small guard shack with an armory and a sprawling main compound. This is the Con Research and Testing Facility. Now we will divide the main compound into 4 sections. First is the motor pool, admin, and armory section. This area contains your automotive parts, your hardware loot, as well as a supply of DACA located in the armory on the western end of the compound. Now keep in mind this building can and will be crawling with zombies, so you don't have to fight to clean the whole place out. But once you do, you've got arguably the best base in the game. Now the next portion of this base I refer to as the PX or post exchange, as it has your Zippy Mart built in to sell snacks and fuel to the soldiers that live and work here, as well as there being an entire Spiffos built into the south end of the building for that extra snacking needs. There's even some extra break rooms to relax in, as well as there's potentially extra food storage with all the fridges. The third area is the living quarters. This is the second floor entirety of the base, and that's where all the base personnel live, each having their own private apartments with a bath, a living room and slash bedroom, and a small kitchen which provides them and you with all the essentials you need to live comfortably. There's also rooftop access, as well as several break rooms with a workout area. So if you're using the working weight bench mod, then you could use these racks as well. Now the fourth and final area is reception, offices, and the human experimentation labs. That's right, this secretive shady base has cells in the medical wing that are used to lock poor souls up to be experimented on and toyed with. Hell, if you're into that, you could roleplay as this base being the epicenter of the virus, an experiment that leaked out of here in the Marsh Ridge and slowly spread across all of Nox country. Overall though, this mod's better done with less issues than the other map mod. I like it, and it's definitely a fine base point and a cool place to explore, though the garage shutter doors still have the same issues as the warehouses and such. Overall, while I definitely do like the 2 map mods, I can't ignore some of the bugs and issues of the maps, especially how many I found given the fact I wasn't super thorough in exploring every single last building added by the maps, mostly just the ones I felt were worth mentioning, which means there's probably a good amount of issues I may have missed, but design-wise, I do like the work done here. It's pretty damn cool to see, and I do like the con facility. It definitely feels more complete and well-developed, with only the one minor gate issue of the key not unlocking the shutter gates from inside the building. At least it's not like the Lighthouse map mod where the key wouldn't open the door from either side of the gate, which was hella annoying. I hope to see more killer work out of Nerd in the future, just maybe see how far their work goes. Now before I go, I'd like to once again thank today's artist Foxfire for their lovely artwork. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for the support, especially the members and donors seen on the screen today. If you'd like to support the channel and see your name up there, then consider supporting the channel in one of the outlets down below. This has been Core, and I'll see you next time.